Hey guys, welcome to today's video. This palette from Milani, the new Bold Obsessions, has literally been sitting on my desk for about a week now. I saw this making the rounds in the makeup world online. I was dying to get my hands on it, couldn't find it anywhere, went on their website. This was $20 on the Milani site. So I did some digging and I found it at Walmart, but it was gone from every single one that was close to me, except for one that was 20 minutes away. It was only $14.99 there. So I probably blew through $5 worth of gas to get it, but in my mind, I think I'm saving. Now here's what I love most about these colors. So you've got your warms, you've got your cools, you've got your neutrals, you've got transition shades, you've got base colors. You literally have everything in this palette. So it's a mix of metallics and mattes. You can see where I dipped my dirty little fingers into the pans because I could not stand it the other night. This palette literally was just mocking me and I had to swatch them to see how they looked. They looked amazing. Now they have these broken down. Each row represents like a different, I guess, collection of color. This is what they're calling Nightfall. This row is what they're calling Sunset. And this row is what they're calling Sunrise. This is from Nightfall. That first color is really hard to see, but that neutral is Bear in Mind. And then we have Slate All Day, Smoky Signals. I love that color. I definitely want to try that next. And then Little Black Dress. And this is from the Sunset row, but oh my gosh, that gold color. Okay, so starting top to bottom, Sweet as Honey, Gold Getter. Oh God, that's gorgeous. Blazing Hot, and Red Between the Lines. This is from the Sunrise row, top to bottom, Can't Pink Straight, Sands of Time, Suede Side to Side, and Brunettes Have Fun. And before we get started, I did prep my eye with the MAC 24-hour eyeshadow base, which I always do, and then I set it with a little bit of the Cover FX Translucent Setting Powder. And so right off the bat, like, these 5 shades are totally calling my name, so that's what we are going to go with. Okay, flipping to voiceover because otherwise this video will be way too long. Using a blending brush from IT Cosmetics to deposit the color Bear in Mind in the crease as a transition. Going into the shade Sweet as Honey to deepen up the crease on a MAC 217. I'm using small swirling motions to really deposit that color, mainly on the outer portion, and then gently bringing it forward just a little bit. Now dipping into the shade Red Between the Lines, again with the MAC 217, and really concentrating the color on the outer portion of my crease. That's where I want to have the most drama. So once I get most of the pigment down, then I will slowly drag the brush forward just to give a gradient effect. I went back into that red shade with the 217 just to deepen up the crease. So I'm adding a little bit more to the outer portion of my actual lid. I'm just going to use very, very small circular motions right on the edge of that color just to diffuse it. I then went into the shade Blazing Hot. Oh, it's such a gorgeous orange. Hit it with some setting spray and then tapped it with a flat shader brush onto the center of the lid. Oh my gosh, that is gorgeous. And this shade Gold Getter, beware, the fallout was insane. I did hit it with some setting spray and I packed it with that flat shader brush in the middle of my lid. This color by far out of all of them had so much fallout. To lighten up the inner corner, I went with Sands of Time, again on that same flat shader. I did hit it with some setting spray and I loved how it looked, but I got a little greedy because I really wanted my inner corner to just be super light, so I packed on another layer. You'd think that I had some amazing place to go today, but I do not. This is just Saturday morning makeup. I really like this palette. I will say I did have some fallout with the gold shade. Now, in fairness, I was really packing it on, so that might have made a difference. And the other thing I noticed too that I'm a little bit on the fence about is my Kat Von D tattoo eyeliner was really starting to clog with those metallic shades. And like, for example, the Jaclyn Hill palette, which I use religiously, it does not do that no matter how much I pack that color on. This palette from Milani did clog the brush tip. So be aware of that, but I'm gonna see how this wears throughout the day and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Whoa, I just noticed now how much fallout. This is all from the shadows from me applying it. Holy crap. Okay. beware, you are going to have fallout everywhere. Okay, quick check-in because this eyeshadow has been on my eyeballs for about 6 hours now, and while it is holding up beautifully, it's not creasing, it's not fading, it's not doing anything weird, what I've noticed is every single time I set the sucker down on a surface, there literally is like a pile of powder when I pick it up from the eyeshadow. Like, that's how much is kicking up from these pans, which I think is insane. You know, this palette is only $14.99, but thinking about my Wet n Wild palettes, you know, that I paid, what, like $5.99 for, it never does that. This thing, it's like, I feel like Hansel and Gretel, like leaving a breadcrumb trail wherever I go, and this palette goes. You can easily find me. So, not quite sure about that, but in any event, I will see you guys later. Alright, so it's actually the next day. I wore the Milani palette yesterday, and I wanted to refilm this because I felt in the clip from last night I looked really bored and sounded kind of bitchy. So I'm refilming it today. This is not the Milani eyeshadow, and here are my thoughts on that palette. The colors are amazing. The fallout concerns me because I think that there are a lot of palettes that are even less money. For example, like my Wet n Wild palettes that are what, like $5.99, do not have that kind of fallout. And I'm talking about like lifting up that palette and seeing a trail of fallout, a trail of shadow everywhere. So I guess I would say go out and try it. Go out and try it. Let me know what you think if you have the same experience. Maybe I just got a bad one. I don't know. But in any event, I'd be curious to get your opinions, so leave me a comment below if you do decide to try it. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!